Okay, did you see the Betty White estate sale is going on? They've got their memorabilia up for auction, over 1,500 unique items.
Ugh, it probably smells like mothballs.
This guy.
I'm sure it does.
He's Mr. Bra half full there.
It smells like old lady, I bet.
Well, they've been around for pieces spanning her 8-decade career.
You can't get rid of that stuff. I mean, you
can't get rid of that old musty smell.
You can't. No matter what you mask it in, that is the base smell. That is the default smell.
Yeah, but we don't have access to probably the defunking technology that they have in Hollywood.
No.
You don't think so?
People are going to buy it because it has that smell. They're like, ooh, she's used this a lot. Like, you could smell it.
They're gonna send the pieces on tour. The collection is going to go to places like Chile and Ireland. It's also going to be on the Queen Mary II's transatlantic voyage, which I didn't even think was a thing anymore. And they're going to be auctioning off dresses and wedding bands and scripts and everything. Everything from Betty White's 80-year career. You might want to get in on some of that. You don't want a Betty White wedding band?
No.
Okay, comes in. I got a signed script from season 2.
A signed script.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you try to think of what what would be the lowest priced item in the paper. You know what I mean? Like the lowest priced item in the Betty White memorabilia. Because obviously a wedding band is going to go for a ton of money. Or the dress she wore to the Emmys, or that's going to a lot of money.
Signed script, I think, is going to go for a lot of money,
I think you're right, but I'm trying to think, like, what would be a low-priced item?
Maybe like a cheap
broken shoelace.
Or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. What about maybe a director's chair that says Betty on the back from the Golden Girls?
No.
They're auctioning off, like, everything from her house, like the furnishings, the artwork, because I don't think she had kids.
No.
She never had kids.
No.
14-karat white gold necklace, her wedding band, brooch, framed photo of the Golden Girls. All right, you can probably get that at the NBC gift shop. So that's probably one of the cheaper items in there. Pretty wild, though. You see Marky Mark trying to sell his huge mansion. So Mark Wahlberg has this, if you get a chance to check it out, this massive, massive compound in L.A., and he bought it about 10 years ago for $8 million. It's a huge house with another huge house behind it. It has a pool. It has has its own golf course. He wants to sell it for $87 million.
That seems like a pretty big markup.
It's in Beverly Glen, or in Beverly Hills, but in like
But even in L.A., that is a ton of money to expect somebody to buy your house for.
Because it has
$87 million.
People are like, this is where I used to lay. This is where I used to hang out. Like, I would only buy it if Marky Mark, like, in the Funky Bunch, sells it to Like, come on, feel it. I'm in the pool.
Feel the commission.
Was his balls?
Yeah, Poundcake thought the Funky Bunch was Marky Mark's balls.
Yeah, if I'm paying $87 million, I want it to be sold to me. I want it. He has to sell it.
But how often was the guy home? He's like famously up at 2 a.m. so he can pray and eat, and then
That's okay. If he wants $87 million, this is how I'm gonna need to be sold. Like, he's gonna have to come in his Calvin Klein. He's like, "Welcome, bro," and then come on, go into the kitchen.
You want him to get into a time machine, is what you're saying?
This golf, like the part that's like I don't know. It seems like a really tough hole.
It's bananas.
Yeah, it's so hilly.
Yeah, he's
352. 350. That's a tough hole.
Tough hole. It seems like a really tough hole.
It seems like a really tough hole. Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks like he just squeezed a golf course onto his property. But he wants $87.5 million for it, and he might get it.
Man,
it's huge though. It's like the pool is like its own lake.
The pool's gigantic.
Tennis court.
He's got a tennis court that's also looks like a basketball court as well. And
is he downsizing?
Celtics.
Oh, no idea. It's 30,000 square feet.
He's probably buying Pedophile Island, so he's like, I need
to be liquid real quickly.
Liquid,
Yep.
Why when I type up when I Google his name, the first pictures that pop up are him shirtless and shredded?
Because that's how people like you want to remember him.
But like, it's literally the first one. shirtless and gorgeous.
I guess it's your lucky day.
Well, maybe you should have typed in the whole thing, selling mansion, because I just got pictures of his house. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's also the algorithm.
I was going to say, well, you and I are getting a different algorithm than Poundcake's getting.
Damn, man. Oh, my God.
No, if I just search his name, there's a picture of him jacked and with all the abs that shows up.
Hey, Ed.
Hey, Alan.
Ed, what's going on?
Hey, Bill.
Hey.
Hey.
What?
Hey, just real quick, going back to the segment before. Sorry, I got a little story back when I was in college. I was living in Columbus, and I worked for a photography studio.
Yeah.
And they would send us on trips down to different colleges to do, like, sorority parties, fraternity parties, take pictures, football, baseball, basketball, all that stuff. And one night we were down in Dayton, and there was a crew of 4 of us, and we got done, and we all met at this bar, and we got trashed, pretty much. And then we started heading back to Columbus, and I was driving, and we got pulled over. I was speeding. I was going like 70-something and a 60. And the state trooper came up and license, registration, whatever. And asked what was going on, blah, blah, blah. I told him what we were doing. And he asked me to get out and sit in the front seat of his car. And I about pooped my pants. But
he put you in the front seat, Ed?
Yeah, I was in the front seat of his car. And he had all the information, and we're sitting there, and he was, like trying to talk to me. And when I was talking, I would take a breath and not, and hold my breath and talk. And I would just breathe out of my nose.
And you were also trying to concentrate on not pooping your pants.
Well, this is true because I knew I was going down. I'm like, there's no way I'm getting out of this.
Right.
Because there was some little extra curricular activities going on, with the Mary Jane and everything, driving, and I got out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I got out of it with a ticket because I knew he was trying to smell it on me, but I held my breath and would talk out of my mouth without breathing and just do little short breaths out of my nose.
I feel like a lot of people, it's like the luck of the draw with some of these stops. Mm-hmm. It's like a hangover cure. Everybody swears they have their own hangover cure, but it might not work for somebody else. And it sounds like Ed was just in a situation where he just got out of it.
I thought he was going to just put me in the back seat there and go search through the car, but he's like, all right, you're good to go. Like, just be careful, slow down. And I'm like, oh my God.
Uh-huh.
That was,
Did you peel out or did you slowly drive away?
no, I slowly drove away.
Like 5 miles an hour he pulls out.
Yeah, I pulled out and slowly drove away, and everybody was freaked out, like, oh my God, I can't believe you're not,
Now, did you ever get pinched after that, Ed?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not. I am out of the. Everyone I know, all my friends and everybody, is in that club, and I am not at 50.
Hey, look at that. Old. Good for you. He learned his lesson. He goes, I'm not going to push my luck. I'm not going to tempt fate, as they say, as the kids say.
You're absolutely correct. I have never pushed that button again.
Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you, Ed. Keep your nose clean out there. I don't know what the point of that was. I guess he got out of it?
He got out of it?
They had him dead to rights. According to him, he breathed through his nose and they couldn't smell it on him?
I did have a cop pull me over and put me in the front seat once.
Oh, yeah?
And it was very strange. When I first started doing comedy, I was driving back from there was an open mic on Thursdays at a place called No Excuses in North Olmsted, and I was driving home on 71, and I was almost home, and this cop pulls me over, and it was weird because he's like, "Could you get into my car?" And I was like, "Okay." And I didn't even drink at this time, so I was stone cold sober. And he gave me a ticket. He's like, "Slow down. You're going a little fast." And I don't even know if he gave me a ticket. He might have just given me a warning. But it was just weird that he had me sit in the car. And I think it was a similar situation where he thought I had been drinking, but nope.
Huh. I wonder why the front seat.
Yeah, it was weird.
Didn't Poundcake have a thing for sniffing celebrity chairs? Yeah, you didn't even have a problem with sniffing old chairs in museums.
But those are of people I like. Like I
You
would
don't like Betty White?
Who didn't like Betty White?
I don't find her hot.
First of all, you
you
didn't know people you like. You didn't even know whose old chair it was, like from the 1600s or something, wasn't
That's
it?
different. That was
But
history.
you didn't, right? But you didn't know who it was.
No, but
They're like, "This is Rochambeau's chair." He's like, "Nah, let me get in there."
that's different.
Who's Rochambeau?
I wanted to know what things smelled like back then. I wouldn't
But
know.
it's not going to smell like back then. It's going to smell
Like now.
Now.
All
You don't
musty
know
and
that.
Yeah, all musty.
You didn't get close enough to smell.
Neither did you.
Right, but
I did. That's why the alarm went off.
But why do you think Betty White's stuff smells musty?
Because old people stink.
Right. So why do you think a 300-year-old chair in a museum is not going to smell musty?
Because that is an old chair. The chair has age, not old people, not age sitting in the chair. That's different.
I see. You mean old people smell?
Old people smell. Old things don't smell. They
do, but they just smell differently.
They smell differently. The old musty mothball smell. That comes from nursing homes and
But she wasn't in a nursing home.
her house probably smelled like a nursing home.
I bet it smelled just fine.
No, it didn't.
I bet it smelled like lavender and verbena. Alan, I got arrested once. The cop didn't find it funny when I called shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to do? Can we do Poundcake Rock trivia?
Yeah.
He goes, "No, we can't get out." No, I don't want to do that. Why not?
Okay. So, oh wow, I'm not even gonna say the dates anymore because it really doesn't matter. These are all. What British musician was?
Just do today's. Is it today's?
Oh no, it's not.
Just do today's.
Go to today's,
Yeah, whatever
yeah.
today is.
Ooh, I turned right to it. April 8th. Okay. Ooh, Michael Jackson.
You know, rock trivia.
He's in Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Michael Jackson went to which Middle Eastern country to relax after this 2005 child molestation trial? Oh, wow.
God.
After his 2005 child molestation trial ended. Jesus. That's Saudi Arabia, A, B, Yemen, B, Bahrain, or D, Qatar.
You remember
I
this.
said B twice.
He said B twice.
Yeah.
A, B, B, D.
A, B, C, D.
Take your pick.
I actually don't remember.
I remember this. Do you remember this, Poundcake?
Was it Yemen?
No, he went to Bahrain.
Bahrain.
He did go to Bahrain. I
Which
don't
is
even know
right across the coast from Qatar, or however they pronounce it now.
It's Qatar. It's Qatar.
Well, it used to be. Then they changed the names of things, so it's like Qatar or Qatar or something. Qatar. It was Bahrain, right?
Yep.
That's where he decamped
Relax.
because all those sheiks loved him.
Everyone loved him.
They were like fingering children. We don't care. Come on over. We'll show you a good time.
The reason why the states didn't like Michael as much was because he was making problems for us in other countries. Like he was hiding out in Russia when we weren't on great terms with Russia. And then he wrote the song Stranger in Moscow. And he would have, this is how rich he was, he would have other planes that people thought were his planes, but they were actually decoy planes. And he would have them land in other countries so the press would go and film him or someone that was covered up come walking out of the plane. And that way he could get around much easier.
Body doubles.
Oh, isn't that so cool? You have another jet. You have a double jet.
I would not want to worry about body
that
doubles as
seems
decoys.
terrible.
I just want to walk around and do
Yep.
stuff.
He had another jet that would land in other countries, so the press would say, Michael Jackson's in Hungary today. In reality, he's just in Brazil.
Well, that's also the thing, too, though, is that when you are globally famous and you're that rich, you really have no, like, national loyalty, right? Because you can go to any country and you'll be welcomed with open arms. And you're
they
a
want your
business
money.
person. Well, you're a business person. You want their money, too. You have fans all over the world, so you can't be like, we're in a Cold War with Russia, so I'm not going to go over there. You don't care. You have Russian fans too.
Yeah, no, but
Everywhere you go, they'll welcome you open arms, except in the state of California.
Well, they were more afraid of like him getting kidnapped or like not being able to enter the country. So now what? We have to go to war with another country to get our pop star back? Like, how would that work?
Well, we would have never gone to war over Michael Jackson. We're not even going to war over kids being killed in missile attacks.
Well, this was back then.
It was back then, wasn't
People
it?
would have fought war. People were killing themselves after he died to be close to him. Like, what do
That's
you mean?
different than sending a country to war to gain his freedom. They would have said,
You would have had a militia.
Shouldn't have gone over there. Nobody would have gone. There wouldn't have been one shot fired over Michael Jackson.
I would have went to war.
He would have went to war, is what he said. The college graduate.
Put on my little suit,
I would have went to war.
grab my Glock, and
Grab your Glock? Mm-hmm. You're 19? What Glock do you have?
well, I don't know. It sounds like something you're supposed to have.
Yeah.
And my little combat boots, and I would go to war.
Uh-huh.
To take my mic jack.
And how would you secure his freedom? How would you give me the extraction plan?
I would dig a trench.
What?
I would go over there, dig a trench.
This is if he was being held where?
Let's say Moscow.
So he's being held in Moscow, which is a major, major city. Mm-hmm. So your
All the
plan
more reason to have a trench. 'Cause I can.
But he'd be heavily guarded. So your first plan of attack is dig a trench. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And where would you dig the trench?
outside the city limits.
Mm-hmm. And so you would dig a trench outside the city of Moscow. First, you would need to determine where the city limits were.
Yes, I would have to figure that out.
Mm-hmm. And then you would dig a trench. Now, would you be decked out in camo at this point?
Absolutely.
How would you be hiding your identity?
Well, I would be lying in said trench, and it would
You'd
just
be lying in a trench.
Yeah.
Outside the city limits, but he's being held inside the city. He's probably being held in the epicenter of the city in a heavily guarded.
That's why it's a stakeout, Alan.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. You're right.
That trench wasn't there before.
And then
Right,
they
go
drive
shoot
their
some
car.
bullets
They
at
drive
it.
their cars into it,
Yeah.
and then bam.
Why would they drive their car into the trench?
Because it covers. Takes up this.
Wait. Because I do want to go on this ride. I just need to
Yeah.
figure out. So how wide and deep is the trench?
Oh God, this is probably like 3 cars wide, and probably
3 cars wide of a trench, and then how long?
like long across or long deep.
Well, there's the width, and then there's the
Who
length.
says long deep?
College graduate.
It's long deep. That's
This
what,
guy.
Keep in mind.
The word for long deep is just deep.
Yeah. He would have went long deep. I'm digging my trench long deep. Leave me alone.
How long deep?
Yeah. Long Deep, of course, former Prime Minister of India, who had nothing
God.
to do
3 cars
with,
wide, 3 cars deep, 3 cars across.
How are you getting out of that trench? 3 cars deep?
I can rappel.
in dirt.
You
Yes.
can rappel out of the trench?
How are you getting out of the trench?
Do you know what rappelling is?
Yeah.
You mean you'd climb a rope.
First of all,
Sure.
that's
not
not
rappelling.
that's also not a trench. At that point, you've dug like a huge hole. You've dug a huge hole.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Wait,
so
how long was it? I got so wrapped up in how
3 cars wide, 3
long
cars
cars
across,
deep?
3 cars deep.
Yeah. He's really stuck on this 3 cars thing.
that's just a big ass
Now you
hole.
know, and
trench.
you know, Russian cars are smaller, so it would be a smaller hole, admittedly, but still not a trench.
Less work I gotta do.
So after all this digging
Which you're doing by yourself?
by yourself,
By myself.
That's so much digging.
then what would you do?
I would hang on the side of the trench and wait for
On the inside of a trench. Yeah. Yep. You'd wait.
feet dangling. And then as cars go by and fall in, then that's my time to infiltrate their
But
lair.
why are they driving into the hole?
Because they don't expect it there.
But it could only fit 9 cars. Because you've dug it 3 cars deep, 3 cars wide.
But is it in the road?
yeah. Outside the city limits.
How does any of this save Michael Jackson's life? How does this
It
get?
causes that much of a distraction, that much chaos, so then they'll be focused on who the hell dug this trench 3 cars wide, 3 cars deep, and I can run in and save Michael Jackson, and then I'm
But
the hero.
this is on the outskirts of the city.
Yeah, they don't care.
He's being held in the city. So how do you, once this mild distraction has claimed a handful of cars. How do you get yourself over a great distance from the outskirts of Moscow to where he's being hidden deep within the city? I don't even understand the point of the trench.
Yeah, I don't get
What's the
trench.
point of the
It's just to cause
trench?
chaos. I woke up and chose violence. That I don't know.
I don't understand the
I
trench.
still don't think anybody's going to drive into it. I think there's, I mean, even if you're not expecting it, you see a giant hole and go, well, I probably shouldn't drive into that.
No, someone's gonna drive into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna save Michael Jackson either, but I'm gonna try.
Because Moscow is
I think he's done. I think he's gone. I don't think he's getting saved.
Moscow is 970 square miles. So if you dig a hole on the outskirts of the city, right by the sign that says, now leaving Moscow. Thank you for visiting. Do svidaniya.
And then boom.
Boom.
Big old trench.
Right into the trench. The first car that goes in, he goes, someone check on Michael Jackson. We're being attacked.
This is a distraction,
This
obviously.
is a distraction. Okay, so let's say that worked. How do you get to him?
I don't know.
This is just you. You're a lone wolf.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Spent so much time digging that trench, I kind of forgot about the point of this whole thing.
I would give it the good old try. I feel like the trench is a good start. And
The trench is a good start. So you don't really have like an extraction plan. You had more of a trench plan.
No, I don't know where he's staying. So
Yeah.
those are all variables.
I was gonna say those are things they're not variables. They're actually you would have to find out where he was.
Yeah. If he's in Moscow, Moscow's a pretty big place.
Yeah, it is.
What if you dug that trench outside of Moscow and then you found out they were holding him in St. Petersburg?
That would make me really upset. That's a lot of work and manpower.
Why'd I dig this trench? All right. So he'd have a shovel and his Glock, I think he said. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay. What'd you have, a 19, a 17, a 34? What kind of Glock you got?
19.
And you like that one? It feels good?
Yeah.
It's got a good weight?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. All right, listen. All that from Poundcake's Rock Trivia.
Yeah, right?
We learned about trench digging, and we learned about he's Meal Team 6 over here going in to get Michael Jackson.
Oh, I forgot to say this. Happy Rex Manning Day.
Oh, right. From Empire Records. I've got to take a break. I'll have last pair of tickets for you to get to this Joe Satriani show. He's doing October.